Hello, everybody. So today we are dancing with variations of Maya. So I want us to really start to explore some of the movements that you can do with just one movement and then offering to yourself that you're like, oh, I don't necessarily have to jump ship from this move into another move right away. Because the tendency is to do that. And what ends up happening is you feel like you go back to the same default moves all the time, and then you get tired of them because there's no variation. It's just that one version of it. The other thing that tends to happen is you look like you're jumping in your dancing, meaning I'm going to go from this, and then I'm going to go to this, and then I'm going to go to this, and then this, then this, and this, and this, right? And then you don't actually ever get to like settle into the musicality of the piece of music that you're listening to, as well as not even settling in to your own movement, which is going to feel really shitty if you ask me, because all you're going to feel is this lack of fulfillment because there's no connection to the music. You're getting too in your head about what you should be doing next. And unless you're trying to replicate a specific choreography over and over and over again, and even then, like you get past that at a certain point, you're in your head. You're not even connecting with the music. You're trying to get it right. And that's just not going to work when you start actually dancing for your own expression or your own enjoyment. So it's going to be really important for you to be okay with settling in to your movement and allowing yourself to explore more of that one movement. So this is really where this idea of dancing with these variations came in, or just having where I had like variations of hip drop and variations of Serena and all of that stuff. It's really to offer you that there's more than what you think, because when you're compelled by the music to move, there's not this supposed to. It's just what happens, right? It's just, oh, my body feels like doing circular movement. It now wants to travel, right? And yes, we do have guidelines for how you would move in particular to certain pieces, because that's the context of the piece. So I'm not saying like move freely and disregard what's happening, even though if you feel this particular way and then you break out in some kind of movement that's not even related to Raqs Sharqi or any of the stems of belly dance. So it's really branches of belly dance. So it's really important for you to understand, with this vocabulary of movement, what can I offer my body and my heart as I connect to the music. So this is where a lot of the technique comes into play, because what you're doing is you're just providing a vocabulary for you to speak from when you want to say something. It's like you preparing a speech before you give it. And I know, like, you're like, where's the dancing? We're going to get to it. But I feel it's really important for you to understand why I'm making these videos, because they are for you, and for you to understand that how you would go back and apply the movement is not simply just to do movement, because that would defeat the purpose of actual dancing, right? Dancing is not, let me do this 20 times. That's drilling. That's practicing the discipline of repetition. That isn't going to teach you how to dance and how to connect to music. However, when you practice this vocabulary and you have the opportunity to connect with the music, it will happen more fluidly and with less resistance than if you didn't have the vocabulary to speak your mind and your heart. Okay, I like my visuals today. So that's why we're going over all of this movement. So that gives you this overview, this broader context, and why we're doing what we're doing. Okay, so now we have our dancing variations of Maya. So just to remind you what Maya is, it is a vertical figure 8 down in the body. So the most common one that we see, because it tends to provide a larger range of motion, as well as it's somewhat easier to start with in this movement, is with our feet pedaling. Do you see how we're doing this right now? So we're going to now dance this whole time, and we're just going to keep moving the body. So if you ever need to take a break, or you need to like stretch or anything like that, please do. My tailbone stays down, but what I'm noticing with my feet is they are allowed to pedal up and down, like pedaling on a bike, right? They go down and up and down and up and down and up. And what this offers my body is a larger range of motion. So this is the one we typically see, right? Because it also makes it just slightly easier on the hips to be seen on our body. Now, the next variation, a variation of Maya, is to literally sit into your heel and not use the feet, right? This is going to be a more grounded movement. This is going to feel like more work on the legs because all of your weight is into your heels. You see how my positioning? Keep going with that, Maya. If you're right here, you're going to feel more pressure on your knees. So you want to dance back here, right? Until you can body condition to dance here, right? I'm not saying you don't ever go there. What I am saying is you don't go here to start off unless you know that it's not going to produce any pain in your body because your body knows how to accommodate that shift. So you're back here. So our kind of standard way of making Maya happen is with this feet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we go flat foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll notice my knees stay very bendy. Otherwise, I'm going to have a hard time doing this move. And you won't be able to, actually, because your hips come up and down. And when you are grounded into your floor or outside or wherever you're dancing, wherever you're standing on, the knees have to bend to allow the hip to come up and down. Yeah, especially in that flat foot position. So we have this movement right here. Yay! From here, we're going to let our bodies do one foot that comes up and the other one stays flat. So I'm going to lift my right foot, which looks like your right. Yeah, you're going to lift your right foot and you're going to notice it may change the move just a little bit. This one is going to look higher up and this one will look lower. So we have 1, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. Switch in 3, 2, 1, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. So we start to understand how our feet can change the Maya, right? So beginning, feet move up and down and up and down. Boom, boom. Now we go flat feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift your right heel. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both feet flat. 2, 3. Now we have this pedaling motion where we were doing like this, right? But now we're going to go up into releve. So meaning we're going to put all of the weight on the balls of our feet, but you get to determine how much your heels come off the ground. So you can have it at a floating movement right here. See how I'm just floated, or you can go higher right here. It is totally up to you. But your weight will now shift into the balls of your feet. Yeah, you can't stay on the heels if you're going to lift the heels. We have to shift now here. And what will happen is you'll have this gentle lift, but the feet will appear flatter, right? Or you can come up higher and come here. So the feet, right, they can just float off the ground as you do this movement, or they can come up higher here. 1, 2, float it down, up, up, then back down. 1, 2, 3, come up, boom, 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 and down. 1, 2, 3, up, 5, 6, 7, flat feet, weight back. 2, 3, 4, pedal your feet out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just your right heel comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch your feet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now back to heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Float the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your pelvic floor now. Have them come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake it out. Yes. So you can start to understand how much your heels or your legs really support the work of your hip. So your balance is going to be really important in this case for you to keep moving. Okay, let's do this again. We're going to go through all of the variations of this movement so that we can get that practice in. Pedal the feet, start with your left. 4, 3, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep the feet flat. 1, 2, weight is back in the heels. 5, 6, 7. Right heel up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to flat feet. 1, 2. Weight in the heels. Now push the weight to the balls of the feet. Float the heel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So you're able to play around with this so much and just enjoy the movement and just realize how you want to find that stability in your movement and then go low and then go high and then go lower, right? And all of that stuff and have a lot of fun with it. So remember the context of why you're doing all of these variations. It's so important for you. Otherwise, if you don't know how to place this movement, it doesn't doesn't make that much of a difference when you connect to the music. It makes a huge difference on your body and how you can start to be aware of your body movement and weight shifting, absolutely. But in connection with the music, there's going to be a disconnect. So make sure that you drill in order to get really comfortable with how your body is working and to gain that confidence in your vocabulary. And then when you apply music, all of your vocabulary will come to life as you dance. All right, have fun with this one. And if you haven't already followed me on other platforms of my social media, I want to invite you to do so, because if you are someone who wants to start moving their body again and you haven't done it yet, my videos are a great way to start in short form format so you can get jump started on moving your body today and getting that confidence back in your movement, and then just allowing yourself to just move and get that exercise or that benefit that you want from moving your body, whether it's fun, whether it's I just need something to move my body because I have body pain. I know I need low impact, right? You don't want to feel awkward in your body because it always seems like you feel awkward. So you can start to gently introduce how to work with your body versus working against it, and many, many more. So if you're not already following me on Instagram and Facebook, thank you for subscribing here, but also I would love for you to follow me there so that way you get all these wonderful tiny gems that you can start putting in your movement bag, right? So important for you. All right, have a beautiful day and let me know what you think of this one.